Hi guys, today we'll be showing you the Easy Man's way of replacing swing arm pivot bushers, the roller bearings, when you think you've got no tools, no press at least. Well, you have everything. Today we'll be using the linkages and linkage bolts to press in the new bushers. So let's go. Just a starter here, I'd be cleaning your pivot up. I use the buffing wheel just on my bath, 5 minutes, then using my Dremel with a soft tiff, and I used auto sole planet. Whole process 15 minutes and you achieve this. What you do want to do with the Dremel is try and polish the insides of where these old bearings come out. The old bearings getting them out, we just used a block of wood and, if I can find it, a socket. Find an old socket that is just the right size for there. Sacrifice an old cheap socket, and not great, but if it's a good perfect fit, it'll hit the old bearings out, which we don't care about anyway. So onto the new ones. Let's go. So what we'll be doing is our new bearing, a little bit of grease, molybdenum grease, and just a little bit in there just to make it a bit easier. Now, since we don't have a press, how we'll be doing this? The factory swing arm bolt on most bikes is usually a pretty perfect fit for in there, as you would see. So we're going to be using a swing arm swing arm pivot points, and yeah, to take up our spaces. Set our bearing on like so. The nut, make sure everything's clean before you start all this, and just get it started. Then we worry about lining things up a bit. So we want everything pretty well in line so it looks good. And here we go. Make sure everything's nice and in line, so it presses evenly. After a bit, you might start running out a bit of thread on your bolt. Well, it's just a matter of remove this. And as you see, we're already halfway in. Now it's time to use your spacers that came with it. It just helps locate a bit better and account for the bolt being a bit off center. Okay, so let's, a bit of a unusual looking setup, but these are the tools we've got just to take up some more space. Yeah, that might be right. too many spaces, one less. Okay. Okay, and we're off again. As you see, using the space as well helps locate your nut for pushing it in. And let's go. Every time you start going in a bit too far, you want to be taking up a bit of space with some more of your original tools, and a bit more spacer. And there is a couple of different spaces here that come in this. Where is our other spacer? Okay, now we should be fine with this one. So, it's not the spacer we're looking for. Okay, so let's just locate this nice and straight. And off we go again. Same process. Make sure everything's in line. And off we go again. So far we're in this far. This is getting a little awkward looking, so let's just swap it around a bit. We'll go this direction. That should help us. Try and keep you realigning your nut with the bearing, because we need the head of the nut to actually go in with it. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know how far I'm going in with the new bearing? Well, what you want to do is before you what you want to do before you start all this, you should have got your nut. Place a nut in there and described, as you see on the nut. I don't know if you, yeah. Just get your nut on the original and just scribe a line across the nut. Across there, just a light line so you can see it. Okay, now we're off again. So back to our bearing. Check that we're not going to be running out of thread, which we should be okay. Put this back on here. Okay, now we're just going to be screwing this down. Just until a little bit further we see our scribe mark. And I'd say somewhere a tiny bit further. And that looks about it. And undo our knot. There's our new bearing in. Thanks for watching. Don't hit them in as they with a hammer. I fall a bit.